Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and I've been sent here by the 9 noble families, specifically Tyrion and Cersei Lannister from Westeros, to talk to you today about how you cannot make any money anymore flipping pre-construction condominiums in Westeros. Okay, fine, that's not true. I'm not going to lie, I was not sent here by the 9 noble families. In actual fact, someone in our office has a serious fetish for Game of Thrones, and I came here today and found this. But I thought, why not work with it? Maybe I can tag my video as Game of Thrones something or other. I've never watched it. Tell me if you think it's good. Is it really worth spending time on? The truth is, guys, today I wanted to talk once and for all, because this is the last time I'm going to do this, about why you cannot make money flipping pre-construction condos in the city of Toronto in 2014. I've had enough. I'm tired of reading newspaper articles with sleazy salespeople telling you you can make money. I'm going to tell you today why you can't. I'm going to illustrate it with numbers and examples. So if you're with me, let's go. And let me get out of this because it's really hot. So we're going to use the example of a 600 square foot condo that is currently available at a sales center at $690 a square foot, which is $414,000. That's absolutely insane in my opinion. This is an existing condo, and I'm not going to give the name of the property because, to be perfectly honest, there's a million of them that I could do. But it's currently for sale with a sales center, $414,000. So let's look at the expenses involved, okay? So first thing I want to talk about is the price. $690 a square foot. I believe the developers are building margin into that. I think at $690 a square foot, it's probably $50 a square foot over what actual fair market value is. Now for this stupid project, I barely think it's worth $600 a square foot. But regardless, let's assume that it's overpriced by $50 a square. That's $30,000. And that's what you're paying. You're paying tomorrow's price today. Once upon a time, yes, you could walk into a sales center, $300 a square foot, because existing properties are $375. No more. That's my first issue is price. Okay? Secondly is upgrades. Every single person in the history of Toronto has gone in and written a check for some sort of upgrades. The developer gives you a very basic unit. And believe me, folks, because I've done this too. Hey, I used to flip pre-construction properties 10 years ago. Guaranteed you're going to walk in there and they're going to say, here's your existing granite, your existing flooring, your existing everything. And here's upgrade number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to end up at some point writing a check. It's a nominal amount. The third issue is occupancy. If you're not familiar with occupancy, let me sum this up quickly. You're going to be given the keys to a unit that is finished while the building is under construction and when you don't own it. Occupancy. I've seen buildings that have taken 25 months to register. They've been in occupancy for 25 months and you are paying for 25 months. I've seen buildings that take 2 months. But realistically, in today's Toronto market, I don't know, 12 months? 12 months, you're paying what, $1,300 a month? And that's a sunk cost. Unless you think you're going to put a tenant in there. But oh wait, everyone else has that idea. Remember the blog post I wrote in January about Cinema Tower? 96 units were for lease in that building after it got registered. Because everyone had the same idea. I'll lease it out. That's why so many units are sitting in occupancy empty. Fourth is adjustments. And this is a massive one. Okay, guys? Because once upon a time, your adjustments were nominal, $1,500. You can put a cap on your adjustments. When you go in and buy through the sales center, and your lawyer reviews it, put a cap on adjustments. I think I once capped my adjustments at $500. Now developers are asking for $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 caps. People that don't cap their adjustments, or levies as they're called, they get screwed by the developer. Because as you know, the city of Toronto has doubled developmental charges. Okay? And if you think that the developers are going to eat that cost, you're being a little naive. So who is going to pay for that? You, the condo buyer. If you go into a sales center and you buy a condo and in your 10-day rescission period you say, I don't want to hire a lawyer for $3,000 to go through this, guess what, man? You're going to be screwed in the end. And if you think you're too smart for that, believe me, a lot of today's condo buyers in pre-construction, they won't pay a lawyer to review the status. 10-day rescission period, they go, yep, I'm going ahead. You don't put that cap in. I've heard of people that have bought properties and have had $40,000 adjustments on closing. Adjustments are the killer. Fifth, the legal fees. You're going to pay when you do the review, and you're going to pay when you close the property. You're also going to pay for interim occupancy. You pay a lawyer 3 times, or essentially for 3 services. 6th is the land transfer tax. Needs no description, does it? And finally, 7th is the realtor's fees. And yes, I know, you're going to laugh. I'm a realtor saying, I can't believe you have to pay realtor's fees. And I know a lot of you probably think, oh, fine, I'll get a deal. I'll get someone to do it for 3%. So you're going to sell in a building that's probably got 40 other units, all at the same time, and you think you're going to get a deal on it. I can tell you that this is one time when you should be paying more to a better agent to try to sell it. So let's go back to our example. You've got a $414,000 condo, and these are the expenses. Okay? Number 1, upgrades. Let's say it's $3,000. Let's say you went and you said, okay, fine, give me the better cabinets, give me the better this, I'll do this on my own, $3,000. Number 2 is occupancy. $1,300 a month for 12 months. That's $15,600. Then you have adjustments. As I've said, you can put a cap on it, $7,500, $10,000, whatever the developer agrees to, or you could get royally screwed to the tune of $40,000. For this example, let's just estimate $15,000 in adjustments and final closing costs. Things like when the developer charges you to install a meter for hydro, charges you for his law society fees, charges you an art levy because they had to buy a giant piece of art for $1 million to put outside the building because the city said there has to be a piece of art, or build a field because there has to be green space. They will come up with the most ridiculous levies. Let's say it's $15,000. Legal fees, $5,000, because as I mentioned, you're using a lawyer 3 times. Land transfer tax is $8,760 on the $414,000. And last but not least, I'm assuming that this condo, when you sell it, is $480,000. It probably isn't, but let's just assume that you've got that nice profit appreciation. That's 5% with HST, it's $27,120. So all told, your expenses are $74,480. You bought this condo for $414,000, and you sold it for $480,000. Guess what? You just lost money. $74,480 is what it cost you, and you only had $66,000 from what you paid to what you sold it for. So you just lost money, man. You lost money. 3 years it took for that condo to be delayed over and over, for it to finally be excavated, finally started construction, finally built, and then you took occupancy of your 5th floor unit while construction was going on 6th and 7th and 8th and so on. And you endured this. And the person at Sales Center promised you, and the realtor who sold it to you, who probably made a 6% commission for doing nothing but walking you in, and you thought you were going to make money. But by the time you paid for your upgrades and your occupancy fees and your adjustments and final levies upon closing and your legal fees and your land transfer tax and your realtor fees, that was almost $75,000 on a $414,000 condo that, as I suggested, I don't think was worth $414,000 to begin with, because developers are charging tomorrow's price today. Not all of them, okay? This is not across the board. You want to tell me that you made money on a flip recently? Fine. But 90% of people don't. And you want to tell me, fine, I'll sell it as an assignment, and then I won't have to pay the land transfer tax. Do you know what the market for assignments is like? Or you tell me, I'll find a realtor who will do it for 3%. Really? They must be really good then, at 3%. Guys, there's no shortcuts here. And I've been saying this over and over and over. And the gimmick here with the whole king and crown thing is because, honestly, I heard someone refer to as the king of pre-construction condo seller. You're the king of screwing people and helping them lose money. You're better off putting it in your mattress. If you want to buy it to live in 3 years from now, that's one thing. You're going to live in it for 20 years, fine, doesn't matter. But if you think you're going to flip this condo and make money, just look at the numbers that we've worked through. And I dare anybody, including all of you watching this who sell pre-construction condos, to tell me any differently.